afternoon, my people. Here's Spanish Man, presented by Done Comics, Shiba Comics and Things. Right here, we are offering CGC 9.8 graded comics. Nice little investment if you want to invest on an asset that you could hold and admire. Nice offering right here. This episode of Spanish Man TV was sponsored by Shiba Comics and Things. Now we're gonna talk about Shibarium. A lot of people, I don't think they understand what bone and Shiba when Shibarium comes into play. Man, Shibarium is when the Shiba Inu ecosystem goes into the DApp selling space for you to develop your dApps, your decentralized applications. Shibarium is going to be giving access to work chains to be running parallel with Shibarium, and Shibarium is going to manage all those dApps that choose to develop on Shibarium, because they're going to have a semi-private type of chain, like they control what's going on inside. So like a game could come in here, they have a chain within Shibarium running a side chain, a work chain, side by side with Shibarium. Man, all the use cases for Shibarium, man, they don't understand. If unification gives Shibarium a work chain feature that you are able to build on it, a beacon feature, and a token forge feature, you could mint spongible tokens and non-spongible tokens. And then this for games, for all type of games, NFTs, verify open randomness. If all these features are put into Shibarium, man, that bone token is gonna help burn a lot of Shiba, or it's gonna bring a lot of companies that are gonna have to carry Shiba in their balance sheets, which will absorb liquidity. Man, Shibarium is gonna be huge. The bone token, shine. Everybody that believes in Shiba Inu should have a bone token. They shouldn't worry about the tax. You know, it's a one-way street. You pay your tax. You know that transaction fee on the Ethereum network is high, but you shouldn't care. You should just grab your $200-300 and pay your $70 tax, because this is gonna be a hit for way more, man. The Bone coin with all these features as part at its core, the unification is gonna give to Shibarium. The Bone token could be worth a couple of $100 a piece. At the very least, once this stuff is fully flowing. Because you need bones for a lot of things, man. You need bones for a lot of things. 57, look at that. 57 cents, so cheap. Wish I had money so I could buy more bones, but I don't. I'm already in my bone position. But bone is cheap. Bone is so cheap. I will keep buying. Anytime I get money, I will buy bone. It doesn't even matter the price. The price don't even matter with this token for me. Look at it. This is the chart probably since inception to a certain point. So these are like the lowest points that the Bone token since its deployment has been right here. Looking for a breakout. Could be in a process right here. This could be the very beginning of a breakout right here. This bar, and then we just gotta follow through. And then this could be the beginning right here, and the volume just gotta keep going. See, nice volume right there. But you should be getting your bones, man. Bone is the very first product of Shiba. The Bone token is gonna do great work for Shiba. Great work. Shiba is the currency. Bone is the workhorse. You know, the builder. The network that is needed to build. So all Shiba owners should make their way to Shiba Swap and buy your bones. If you're smart. Hey, no advice, no advice. This is just solely my opinion. Bone has everything going for himself. Like let's look at that Bone contract. Let's go to the Explorer and see that Bone contract. Look at the holders. So you know this must be the T-bone. So this 29 is already locked. This could be probably let's see. Price on liquidity pair probably. Look, certain sees that's already like this is an exchange. They picking up Shiba. They're open about it too, because they don't care. Look at how many are out. They're almost all out. 29, only 250. So that means we only have 31 million left to be deployed. And our contract is going to be fully deployed to the wild. And because of deployment, the Bone token is going to be considered a utility token. Because it has all the criteria of it. This Bone token could be a dangerous token, man. I believe this is going to be one of the best performing tokens for the next 5 years. Starting now. I don't know if I'm crazy or what. But the Bone token, man, has a lot of utilities. If you go to Shiba Swap, you know, you have all this. Look at the liquidity pool. Look at that Bone ETH. Shiba Bone. That's 2. Leash Bone. That's 3. 3. Plus the Berry Bone. 4. Then in the future, as Shibarium expand, then you're going to have other tokens as trading pair for liquidity in Shibarium that's going to require Bone. So Bone by nature is deflationary. By its nature, it moves because you know someone's going to be T-boned. You know someone's going to be some T-bone, and then some in the top 3 liquidity pairs. which are present right here already. Like, you know, it's going to have a bone in the ETH because you need entryway. And then you got battle inside, you know, Shiva and Bone, you know, for the ecosystem, an easy way for them to convert through the and to say Leech and Bone. Like, you have to have these, you know, like this is a must. You know, these combos are a must. But in the future, you're gonna have more of these combos with Bone. So that means more bones locked away in liquidity pools. Less bone to be traded. Then T-bone. Then, so like, that's a lot of bones. And then if they're setting up chains and they want to have nodes, they probably need to have bones. So it's not a lot of bones out there, bro. It's not a lot of bones. 65 already buried. But who cares? This is one of the ecosystem. This is the DeFi branch of the Shiba Inu ecosystem. It's Shiba Swap. And the instrument that is coming out there is the financial arm, you know, of the system. The business side, that's decentralized. That's gonna use this financial arm to deploy their dApps. You know, like John Richmond and all of, you know, Wellies. All those are test prototypes. You gotta test it on something. You have to control the test. And they're very, very smart. Because once that is executed, you could package that for small firms or enterprise because you have proven model. Come on, man. Y'all gotta see the greater picture. And if you need bones, Bone leans on Shiba. Shiba brings the liquidity because Shiba is the currency. And Bone is designed by Shiba. Shiba knows it needs to have Bone. Bone is his ultimate weapon. One of the first weapons that's going to be deployed. One of the three trinities that must be present for Shiba Inu to evolve to the next level. Because now you got the currency, which is Shiba. Now you have the utility, the horse, which is Bone. And now you need stability, which will be She. Once those three are fully functional and operating on a perfect trifecta, that's going to solve the dilemma. That's going to add more security into this Shibarium system. The way the Shibarium system, oh man, it's so genius. Because you got Shibarium, and then Shibarium, many systems that Shibarium is going to give birth to. But Shibarium is a side chain of the unification chain, main chain. And then the unification chain is the chain that is connected to the Ethereum chain. So Shibarium has 3 layers of all security. Impossible to hack or alter the value aspect of anything built in it, the money aspect part of it. And it's going to be hard to stop. Being weaved into 3 different levels right there. Like bam, bam. And that stuff could be private, but all the value could be public. But in the level that is constructed, it's just the value that is public. Everything else could be private or chose to be exposed by the maker of that token or the creator of that chain is up to them. For the proof of the value, that stuff gotta be public because you operate still at the Ethereum network, and that's public. And if you want to maintain trust, you need to have that. It's part of the trust that you need. People should be buying their bones, man. You know, get $200 Ethereum, man. No, man, no advice. Pay your tax, man. So what? So what if you got 150 and you be like, man, I got tax? Find a way, man. Get your little couple of hundred bones. Get your 150 bones. You know, this token goes to $100. That's 10 G's right there. You want to leave that on the table just because you was afraid to pay $40 of tax by Ethereum. You got to pay that tax. You need to get your bones before it's too late. Because once Shibarium get released, and then this junk start going to different exchanges, by the time it reach you, bones going to be like $30, $40 a jump. That's the way this junk might jump. Because if Shibarium launch and Shibarium at the beta mode, public beta, is working, you might have a glitch here and there, but just the fact that it's working and supporting the dApps and the access to the beacons and to all of that, and it's just a matter of adjustment over live environment, then that token, because of the amount, could be an easy $30 token. Like, easy. Because of the tokenomics of that token. Now, if it gets the adoption and you get a lot of dApp developer and the utility is already in the token and the token's availability, it may be a window in the next 18 months that this token could go over $100. No advice, man. That's just my opinion. That's all this is. My opinion about the Bone token in reference to Shibarium, in reference to Shiba Inu. Remember, Shiba Inu is the king. Shiba Inu is the reason why all this could be possible. Because Shiba Inu is a liquid asset, okay, that provides liquidity and provides a name and provides a fair game. Fair to the point, meaning that to the numbers themselves, it's like, but not in the game itself, you know, it's about power and strength that, you know, that's gonna have the most influence. You know, that's always part of any game you play. But the structure of the Shiba Inu is a fair game. That's why you're getting a lot of players in it. Once all these chains, once over 100 different exchanges carrying Shiba Inu, that's over 100 different exchanges that had to buy Shiba Inu to carry on their books, so they'd be able to profit on the buy and sell of the retail that want to come in and buy Shiba Inu. But they got to carry it on the books, and for carry on the books, they get the rights to buy and sell and trade Shiba Inu and charge their users and make some money off of that. For over 100 exchanges that are holding in their books, and more to come, and more companies, and all these going to be holding it in their books, because Shiba Inu is becoming more a store of value. Because even you have that many out there, it's worth what it's worth right now, and a lot of people like the price that it is right now with the amount that is out there. That is very important thing that Shiba Inu is exhibiting right now. through all this turmoil and all this, for such a large market cap, for such a perception, for all that image that they have to fight, they're maintaining. And you getting bigger whales buying into, and the baby whales, the beluga whales, the little dolphins are coming in, the killer whales, the sharks, they're all getting a piece, realizing that this is something that they got carry in their books. It's an ecosystem that showing stability in terms of, okay, this is not going to go to zero because of the structure of it, the way it was designed. It's a fair game. And Shiba Inu is one of the first one to recognize that it was a market for fair currency. Because all this printing from this COVID and all this financial stuff, all the printing of all this money, it gave the opening for fair game of a currency. And you know what all that is? A currency is whatever the people decide it is. It doesn't matter. Through human history, it doesn't matter. If we decide that a rock is value, a dollar a rock, then the dollar a rock it is. If enough people agree, if consensus agree, that's what it is. So somebody recognized that it's an opening out there for a new currency to arise and show the perfect fair game. And Shiba Inu came to life because the people was willing to trade it, liked the idea, and then more people are joining, and then now a lot of people are joining, and a lot of people love this idea, and they're willing to play with this idea. And Shiba Inu only is going to get stronger. Shiba Inu is a combination of Ethereum and Bitcoin merged into one being. And that one being is Shiba. And the first baby of Shiba is Bone. Leash is the spiritual leader. Leash is the being that will bring that spiritual side of the ecosystem. And that's why Leash exists on its own. Leash is going to do what Leash does, which is be worth a lot. So we understand that about Leash. But we all know that Bone is the weapon. The very first weapon of the mighty Shiba. Because everything that Bone do is for Shiba. To either hold Shiba, trade Shiba, or save Shiba. I mean, occupying Shiba. I mean, and you coming into the Shiba Inu system, the more people accept Shiba, the stronger Shiba get. Shiba Inu is designed to take over everything. It's trying to become a global currency and host a decentralized fair ecosystem for his users. And those who see will get rewarded. God bless you. And let's go.